I imagine you could. Also, Azael, for the record, this was something we talked about when I was over in the LEC for the first 2 weeks.
Yep.
Because they don't have a baldcaster, and there's 2 of us here.
Yeah, you were just a token baldcaster there.
One of us
We love you for who you are.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, first of all.
They just wanted you for your bald head.
But second of
You're
all,
just checking a box for them.
one of us has to grow our hair out. That's the was consensus.
good luck.
Is that
Okay,
one of
good
us
luck
has
with
to
that.
choose to,
enjoy.
to go
Wow.
for it. Yeah, that's me.
he's already nominating
That's you.
Well, I think that we can make some bet around this. Is what I'm planting the seed right now.
No.
Wait,
for
you're
future payoff.
in on the clown bet, right?
I am in on the clown bet,
Nice.
and
Yeah.
I'm currently second to last place in the fantasy.
I'm
Not
currently
last.
in
Who's
first.
Not
last?
last. It's Kobe.
Kobe. Yeah.
Yeah. But actually, that might have been adjusted because I know that his points were glitched and he was talking about it.
Oh,
so
yeah.
maybe I am in
So
last.
I think it's actually you.
There's a
I
good
think
chance.
that's
Kobe's
actually
paying
correct.
them off to jack his points up. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, that is what I'm telling you right
Yeah.
there.
You
all
brought
right.
some Toblerone back. Maybe you can bribe them with your Toblerone.
Yeah.
Ooh, I think that's all gone by this point.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure.
That's too bad.
'Cause I left the
I
meeting
haven't
before
gone through
everyone
mine. I stole one from
You
the
did?
meeting. Yeah,
Nice.
that no one else was gonna take home, and I took it home and it's still not
I'm
finished.
happy it's getting some use.
As we see Ryze locked in, DSG once again going for their mid lane pick.
The Anivia.
Initially, Anivia is up. Pantheon locked in though for Fly, and then Bard immediately following.
So when I
globals.
when I see the Bard, I immediately think again the pairings. Like, what's the support and AD carry pairing? Everything's about that in the meta right now. I think Caitlyn typically when I see the
You
Bard.
can do Ezreal. You
Yeah.
can do a lot of stuff. I
Okay,
think.
sure.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, talking about pairings, I think support jungle synergy is actually like super important right
Yeah.
now. That was the big kind of takeaway I got from first stand and watching BLG kind of iterate on the global potential that they had played with in LPL. We already see that coming through, but now
they
we're gonna
stole the
see the
Anivia.
Anivia going through. Speaking of BLG, I assume it's either gonna
Anivia
be
support?
or top.
I was gonna say place
It
your bets.
can
Which
also
one?
go top.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can flex. I mean, the thing is, doing blind Anivia top doesn't really make sense. Obviously,
Nope.
you could flex it if there is a bad matchup up there, or if there is a good matchup. But that is kind of interesting because I think they were saying, "Oh, hey, maybe you want to go Anivia on 3. Like, we'll actually deny this."
Mhm.
That is clever, and it is going to be the Caitlyn that you called out, so they are going to be grabbing that. I always wonder with champions like this, everyone associated Bard with Busio, right?
Yeah.
And he was one of, if not, the best Bard in the West, right? And so I always wonder, for someone like Cryogen, do you feel a little bit of pressure now? It's like
I'm
in his
Massu's
seat.
X
Yeah.
He
was
still
really
feels
good.
the aura from the mouse.
Massu's X was really good on Bard, so you have to live up to that,
Oh no.
Yeah,
Yeah. Busio bicep curled. I have the bicep curl now.
Yeah.
Get the
I mean,
guns
Busio
bigger.
did say at the end of LEC he's rooting for FlyQuest, so because he was
Yeah.
on their post game lobby
Sure, I hope
interview.
so.
Yeah.
Picked up a win.
He's friends with a lot of these guys, so it definitely makes sense.
It's not a lovers to enemies arc for Busio.
It's
there.
lovers to lovers,
Lovers
Far
to lovers to long distance.
long
Yeah.
distance lovers.
Friends.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah, this fanfic's getting a little off the rails here.
Why
Emily.
are you always writing fanfic on cast?
Well,
I think it's
happened
like,
twice,
What is this?
so
I
not
don't think it has to be a
always.
fanfic. What's wrong with some bro love? They're just homies.
well, I feel like
You
the
can love your
line
bros.
between
you can write
fanfic
a
and
fan fiction about being friends.
yeah,
Okay.
true, and the line between those two things is much blurrier.
Someone
than
wrote
you
a fan
expect.
fiction about me and my teammates when I was playing Pro WoW.
Oh.
A few, and they were disturbing. Let
Yeah?
me tell you, not
Uh,
good fanfics to read.
Is there any
I
chance?
don't want to
Where
know.
would one find this?
I don't want to know. Please
For
stop.
strictly
I do
educational
not want
purposes.
to know this at all.
People used to like hobby excerpts, and I just get messages with just
Oh, no.
that for like a year
Yeah?
after. Yeah, it was terrible.
Okay, all right. Well,
So I don't wish that on
Anyway,
our
as
now that
we
we all
see-
have that in our minds,
FlyQuest has taken out 2 jungle options for just guys. They do not want to. We do not want to see the Mundo in here. So the thing I'm most curious about DSG is because technically, like theoretically, we're kind of assuming this Anivia is going bot. She can, however, go top. She can also be flexed into mid if they want to send the Ryze top in
Yeah.
very specific matchups. As we see the Hwei coming out for quad, which is kind of something he naturally defaults to, I think,
Mhm.
like slightly below his usual mage picks.
And I think it has really good zone control against 2 kind of like mid-range mages in the Ryze as well as the Anivia. You have to walk through this potential snare. I think that can be difficult. It is going to be the Jayce coming out, and we know now that it is Anivia support. I really worry for how the 2v2 is going to go. Yes, Ezreal has range, but you're playing against Bard and Caitlyn, 2 really strong laners. Anivia, I think, can be quite strong into melee supports, but to me, it's always seemed very weak into, long range supports. So I kind of wonder how this is going to go. And KryRa, considering the volley, but I don't want to get baited by this. It's probably just kind of a
I actually have a theory. KryRa's just hovering it to bait Gryffin because he knows that Gryffin likes the pick as well.
Ooh, okay. So Naafiri is something we haven't seen played as much here. However, I have seen it. We've talked at length. I know you and Isaac were talking about this off camera. I know they were talking on cast yesterday with how prevalent AD junglers are, and like when you go through the usual Sundered Sky junglers, where are you going to go? I actually think Naafiri is something that could have been picked in a few LCS drafts thus far. She can be really strong. I just saw Shun play her last night on BLG, had a great game.
Was
but
it
then
the hot dog skin?
The Yorick locked in for Gakgos on the other side.
Talking about Spirit of Busio, Spirit of Bwipo as well.
Yeah.
Gakgos pulling out the Yorick here for FlyQuest. This kind of feels like old school FlyQuest right now. You can change the players, you can't change the game.
I mean, it's really funny to me because for years I talked to pros about this matchup, and I think it's actually been super strong into Jayce for a long time. But people are always like, that's just, you can't actually play that in pro. It's not good in pro. People are just, too good at dodging, too good at... But now it's actually getting pretty popular. It's already been played a couple times this split in the LCS. Globally, more and more players. It's pretty popular in the LPL for quite a while. So I do think it's actually just a really good winning matchup. It is hard for Jayce. You can lose it early. You can get destroyed late. It is a very, very difficult matchup for Jayce. The only way to get out of the cage is to use To the Skies, which is offensive. It doesn't allow you to get away. It's really all about, can Jayce dodge the Morning Mist, the Yorick E? If you can dodge that consistently, then Yorick's not going to have a good time. That's basically every Yorick matchup in existence. But it is quite strong. If you ever try to trade in melee form, you're going to get caged in. It's almost a guaranteed hit with the Morning Mist, and then you're going to lose that fight to the Ghouls plus the Yorick. So I like the pick here. And in general, I really like FlyQuest Draft because you also have this split-pushing top laner with the global support of a Bard and a Pantheon, which makes it so hard for Castle.
And on top of that, we haven't even talked about the bot lane 2v2 because I do think the biggest difference, as we were alluding to pre-game 1, is this super strong 2v2 bot lane that's been coming out of Cryogen and Massu. And this Caitlyn is something that if they get control of that bot side, we see Gryffin.
Yeah, a new game, same story here, as Gryffin is once again just walking up to KryRa towards the Raptors. He will actually back up this time, so he's not going to fully commit to it.
Yeah, but we didn't see that same explosiveness out of the bot lane necessarily until we got to mid-game skirmishes and team fights where Massu really started to pop off once he had itemization. However, this Caitlyn can absolutely just take over the bot side to the point where if they do get pushed early on here, we might see some trickery or a bot side invade coming out of Gryffin if he wants it.
What was that capybara in the bathtub that Callme just threw up there?
Yeah,
did anyone else see that? I haven't seen that emo yet.
That's been out there for a while. I thought APA was spamming that before.
I'm notoriously emote blind, Emily, so I'm actually surprised I even noticed that one, but it was cute. I liked it.
It is a good one. Fun fact, this is the first ever Anivia support in LCS history. So first time it has ever come out, which is definitely very cool. Obviously, famously, On
really started something.
He did.
When he brought it out in LPL playoffs, I was like, ooh, and then he actually did really well.
Yeah, so a lot of NA viewers, if you only watch LCS, this will be brand new, but we have seen it around, so expectation. When I see this against the Bard specifically, a lot of Bard, what he tries to do when he is looking to get aggressive is look for the angles through the minions to land the Cosmic Binding. Anivia's Frostbite is able to do the same and just kind of go over the minions, so in a way, Lyonz is actually able to kind of counter what the Bard's trying to do if the Bard's playing aggressive in lane.
Yeah, this is a quote from Massu on Cryogen, which I thought was pretty interesting. He's talking about how Busio was a very empty canvas. He was kind of just down to do whatever. Anytime someone was suggesting things, he would try it. And he's saying Cryogen is basically the same thing. He's open-minded, but he is a bit more opinionated. This was an interview with Tadeki. He goes on to talk about how
and right now, I mean, Massu doesn't have his support with it. The Frostbite lands! First blood for Lyonz!
Nicely played there by Lyonz. The predict on the flash catches Massu as Cryogen was on that base, and Massu wanted to stay around and gets punished. But yeah, just talking, it's a cool interview. Talks a bit about how Cryogen is similar in how he is down to just try stuff. And he also is a bit more opinionated, though. Like he has his own thoughts on the game where, you know, he is more confident to kind of deliver those. So it's definitely been a treat to watch them as a duo. I think a lot of people were really concerned that, you know, with the loss of both Busio and Inspired, who were arguably like the two best players in the West kind of last year overall, that this team would really fall off and that the 2v2 bot lane would not look good, that it would take them a long time to get up to speed. They have been working really, really well, though, of course, you know, bad start to this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of a rough start from that 2v2. It does look like, however, Gryffin is going to be looking topside this game.
Castle has the flash available, gets slowed by the Yorick E and is just looking to take down the wave, not going to attempt to save his own life, and FlyQuest will get the kill onto Gryffin.
Yeah, really nice recognition from Gryffin that he could go in for that wraparound gank, given where the wave was. This is, I assume, the Anivia replay. So yeah, Massu just sticks around a little bit too long. Wall goes down. This is a really nice flash predict from Lyonz to hit that stun just within range to get that kill.
As complimentary as I've been at Massu, though, I have to be a bit critical. He was kind of trolling there. I mean, you're very far up without your support, and you're not paying attention to level timings.
Yep.
Sajed and Lyonz both hit level 3 there. Massu is still level 2, right? So, you know, should have been paying more attention to where the experience was at, and was pushed up a bit too far, ends up losing both sums and does get taken down. And this is a lane that they should be winning early.
And
so
another Flash Frost stun onto Massu. Sajed getting aggressive, hit by the Electrocute. Cryogen bopping him with the autos, and Sajed not able to find the kill that time around.
Yeah, they were nervous that KryRa would be behind them. Otherwise, I think they could have chased in and probably gotten that kill. Cryogen still had his flash, and Sajed did not. So I think he could have probably flash followed and actually gotten the kill. But paying respect to the fact that if KryRa's there and you die again, it is a bit of a disaster.
Yeah,
But end of the day, the bot lane has been very aggressive this time around. Now KryRa back into the mid lane here as Quad throws out the ult onto Callme. Not enough damage and has to flash as KryRa was looking mid.
Yeah, really nice little gank from KryRa to get that flash out. Once again, we'll see if they are able to punish it. In last game, they weren't really in a great position, even when they did try for that mid lane flash punish, right, which then FlyQuest were able to respond to. But without that same kind of over-invade from the jungle coming out. I mean, DSG are in a really nice spot thus far in this game, especially in this bot lane 2v2, which we thought would go a lot differently.
Yeah, especially compared to that last game, like you were mentioning here. It's not been this hyper-invading style from Gryffin. The bot lane from DSG is ahead right now with that kill on Lyonz, who, as the Anivia will, I mean, you like gold early on the support Anivia if you're going to be going for AP items early. As KryRa actually jumping over the wall onto Gryffin right now, looking for the Scuttle Crab fight. Cryogen lands a stun onto Lyonz, but Gryffin trying to get out of there as Callme comes in with the Realm Warp. Magical Journey gets support out of there. Massu just walks by, and Callme with the Ghost Pop.
They want to dive, and
yeah,
Gryffin needs to get back over here because Gryffin actually walked out the other way, so his bot lane is split, but Gryffin is trying to get back here and defend.
They're not going to have a big wave. It's only 3 ranged minions, and now Gryffin does show up, so it looks like DSG are not going to force it. They will actually back off. Lyonz takes a turret shot, uses the heal summoner spell as well, so DSG not quite finding the angle.
Yeah, I think Lyonz taking that turret shot at the very end there was kind of the nail in the coffin for that dive. And also Gryffin just being able to get back into position after his initial pathing from that second scuttle fight.
And they get the flash off Gryffin with that move, but it does give Quad a nice little advantage because he just stayed mid the whole time. He got a plate, he pushed in the wave. So denies a couple CS, takes a plate, and opens up a decent little gold lead for himself. But remember, the LCS Spring Finals will be taking place in Mullet Arena at ASU from June 13th and 14th. Tickets are going to be available starting next week. Scan the QR code for more info. You can check it out online as well. I'm sure there's tweets about the ticket info.
Yeah.
So
there's QR codes and other graphics.
Oh, well, so I read the prompter.
Yep, I know. I did that yesterday as well. DSG in a 2v2 on the bot side yet again. Flash out of Massu as Cryogen was looking for damage on the Sajed. And neither AD carry will go down, but that is summoner spell used. Massu down a flash.
Yeah, and I mean, it's been ever since that initial kind of overstay from Massu when Cryogen had gone and backed. DSG have really taken control of this bot lane, aided also, again, by that second scuttle fight, even though they did give up a little bit of plates and prio to Hwei in the mid lane for quad. I do think, again, this Caitlyn, when you have a Caitlyn, you really want her to be super forceful. You want her to constantly be pushing down that enemy bot turret, taking over the bot side, rotating around the map, taking down that first ring of turrets. And thus far, this Caitlyn is not in a great position to start doing that.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't even got one play yet.
Yeah. I mean, when we looked at the expectation, bot lane has not gone to that expectation.
No.
And I think it's fair to say that both games, because I think DSG held up reasonably well in a difficult 2v2 last game against this bot lane that we've been really hyping up. You know, a big reason that I predicted FlyQuest to win the series, and obviously they did win game 1, is because of what I thought was going to be a big bot lane 2v2 gap, but it has not been that way so far. And you talked about the advantage of getting some of that gold on Anivia. Obviously, you'd like it on the Ezreal, but Anivia is going for a more expensive build. She's going for the Roa, so is going to be nice to finish that early. And even though it seems a little bit counterintuitive to go for Roa, you know, on a support champion, that gives you enough mana. You're very mana hungry, and also it's actually pretty critical to get additional skill points on Anivia, because you want to have enough points in your wall, and you still want to be able to have, you know, points in Q, points in E, while maxing the wall, so you can still do a little bit of damage.
Still
so
pretty
it's actually
cheap,
quite nice.
Yeah. Oh, another stun onto Massu right there as the True Shot Barrage will not land. Massu has been able to sidestep those back to back. And now topside, we have a dive onto Castle. He's able to avoid the cage, but knocks back the Maiden of the Mist, not Gakgos. So Gryffin's able to pick up an easy kill.
Yeah, and on the bot side, we might see a dive coming out of KryRa.
KryRa's looking for it, and onto Massu. Great Tempered Fate from Cryogen. Drops down the healing underneath. Lands the stun on the wall. Cryogen played that beautifully.
That was so well done there from Cryogen. You know, lands the defensive ult, drops a heal pack onto Massu as he's coming out, and nails the binding right out of the immunity. KryRa tried to predict it. That was just so well played, and gets the kill for Massu. He's right back in it.
And we were talking about, okay, how much can he live up to Busio's Bard, right? Like, it's not Busio level yet, but some pretty neat plays coming out of Cryogen in the bot lane. Also,
Essence of Busio.
More importantly, even as DSG are going to be able to push this wave in, right, they aren't able to get that dive off that they might have wanted to get off of taking Drake. I did also think that Gryffin did a really good job of recognizing, okay, we're not going to be able to contest this because of how the bot lane 2v2 has gone. Go up top side, get another kill into this Yorick, and hopefully be able to set him up in a side lane to the point where he'll be able to push down some of these turrets.
And they played the dive actually really well. You know, Castle basically is anticipating when they're going to start it, so he's spending a lot of his skills before they picked up turret aggro. And they basically just waited until Castle kited out of turret range to then use their abilities, and at that point, it's a guaranteed kill. You know, for a 1v2 kill in that moment, you need them to pull turret aggro and have that helping you out. So that was really well played up on that top side. And Quad actually going Ludens. A lot of people do just go Blackfire Torch generally, but this is going to be higher burst. There's a lot of squishy members. When you look over at the other side, no one is tanky at all. So I do think there's some merit to it. But even with Castle getting killed twice, neither of the kills went to Gakgos, and Castle has kept up really well in CS. He's done a great job. You know, he's actually still above him in CS.
Yeah, let's get back to that, though. As right now we have an invade. Gryffin on a killing spree with his third of the game. KryRa did not expect Cryogen to be there, along with the Pantheon, taking away not one, but now 2 jungle camps.
Yeah, and nice from Gryffin and all, like, FlyQuest to recognize, okay, we have this little window, we can jump onto the Naafiri. As we've already pointed out, this DSG lineup is very squishy outside of, like, the Ryze. As we see if they're going to go for more.
I mean, we have the Bard ultimate. He's going to throw it at the turret, and neither champion was hit, so that is go time for Gryffin. Damage focus onto sajed, and FlyQuest have more than enough as the AD carry will fall. Now they can set their sights on Lyonz if they want it. The Anivia egg is still up. They will get the passive, and they'll get out of there. They might even look for more. Caitlyn trap is down. The Resurrect is coming straight up, but he's able to get out.
Yeah, I think they're just going to pop the passive and leave it at that. But again, nice pressure from FlyQuest, try to retake this bot side of the map and kind of use the advantage of Griffin's strength, right? Because we talked about how those kills aren't going on to Gakgos. Where are they going? Well, they've gone on to Gryffin, who now has almost a 1.5k gold lead over his jungle opponent and is 3-0-1. So really recognizing what a strong point what a strong point he is on the map right now, and kind of moving as this kind of 3-man unit on the bot side of the map.
I mean, he had a couple of those early kills, right? You know, he killed off Castle twice. He got both those killing blows. He had an early Sundered Sky. And then you're saying, all right, I'm just stronger than you, so we're going to invade. You have the Bard to back you up. Anivia, you know, can be strong situationally, but Anivia is way slower at moving around the map than a Bard is. So, you know, when you're grouped up with this Bard, with this Pantheon, you can be attacking everywhere. And things can be very difficult. You can see they're trying to set up here for Quad, but Quad knows he has no vision on that top side, so he's just playing towards the bot side of that lane. And this is just, you know, good mid lane fundamentals, knowing where the enemy could be approaching from.
Yeah, I believe Anivia is still the slowest.
I think so.
Champ in the game.
Slowest
Oh, really?
With raw base
think
move
so,
speed.
I did not know that. That's cool. Well, I
She
mean,
moves very slowly. I think as a lot of people are figuring out now that they're trying to play support Anivia.
yeah. The one thing she does do as a support is it always gives you push in lane, especially once you're level 6 with the Catalyst. You're just able to always make sure that these waves are shoving.
You're
but
one of those.
You've been
I am one of
practicing a
those.
lot of
I've been-
support Anivia lately?
I've had to
Kangas?
watch some support Anivia lately. I haven't given it a shot yet. I'm a mid laner now, Emily. I'm
are you? I didn't know
exclusively
this.
AP Malphite mid. That's what I've
Yeah.
been playing.
Your AD
That's
carries will
cursed.
also hate you if you're
Yeah,
Ring every
what?
wave. He's like, yeah, brand
Well, you're not
support,
taking the whole
really
wave.
strong. You know, you just AoE one
Yeah,
shot the
no,
wave. You know?
No, you
I
press
am that
it.
AD carry, and I do hate you.
Then you press it again. You give your AD carry the farm. You just help him push. You help him. As KryRa's looking mid lane right now, straight in on the quad. Callme's got some damage. It's flash out of the Hwei. FlyQuest uses the summoner spell defensively, and Quad's safe for now.
Yeah, as we see Castle kind of getting pushed in a little bit on this top side of the map.
It is always good to get the flash. Oh, they're going to die.
Grand Starfall here, flash from Castle, but it's not going to be enough as Gakgos with the shovel bob.
This is just so tough for Castle. You know, you're already in a losing matchup. You're playing it quite well. I mean, he's up CS still, even with all his jungle attention, but you're in a losing matchup. You're getting non-stop ganked, and your jungler has never been there to protect you. It is getting really, really tough, and once Gakgos has Triforce, the 1v1 is going to be pretty brutal. But, you know, despite the fact that DSG has had some good moves, like they force flash twice from quad, but they never returned until his flash was back, right? They're not actually finding these moments to really follow up and get kills, and now Gakgos takes that first tower on top side as well, so he's up 1k. It's 1.9k gold lead for Gryffin. Sajed has a slight advantage thanks to them playing that 2v2 well early and punishing Massu's mistake, but the game is already out of control again.
Yeah, and there's that Triforce locked in for Yorick. He's going to be able to camp in a side lane and kind of just keep pushing, pretty much unmatched at this point in the game right now. And FlyQuest are going to be able to go in and even it up on Drakes as well, so that stops kind of any rushed Drake stacking that DSG would have liked to get off of the bot side pressure that they were able to get early in this game. And I think, to your point, Azael, one thing that FlyQuest has been really good at in this game, even though bot lane did not go as they wanted, is the fact that they were finding those cross-map plays on the top side. They were trying to find advantages. As we see Gakgos.
Yeah, he's just still pushing this wave, and I imagine he'll take that turret, but the top side, we have the Herald started up by Gryffin there, and actually Gakgos, he was in a bit of danger. I didn't even see Callme. They got
I was
me.
going to
The
say, I was like,
observers
is
got me
Callme going to
too.
go in or not?
Yeah.
I was
could
waiting
tell by the
for
way
it.
they were zooming in on him randomly farming. That I was like,
Yes.
I know
Who's
what you're
waiting
doing.
in there. But as that's happening, the Rift Herald is just going down to Gryffin. So once again, good objective focus coming out of FlyQuest. They had that push in top lane. They're able to get the Herald. Callme does not go for the play onto Gakgos as he pushes out, although Cryogen
actually walking up pretty confidently here. As the Bard, you do have a lot of mobility, but he's getting slowed down. Now the Grand Starfall, buying time for Gryffin. KryRa jumps over the wall as now Gryffin has to throw up the Aegis Assault to absorb some damage. Gakgos has joined up. Flashes from everybody on DSG trying to get away as Gakgos flash follows the Yorick team fighting. He's in there, baby! They get the Anivia egg again. Last Rights gets the kill on a Gakgos.
Yorick teamfighting is always super, super funny to me, but now we see, okay, that's why Cryogen felt so confident, because the globals we set up in draft, right? Guess who he has in his pocket? It's Gryffin, who again is still in a really, really strong position, now with Black Cleaver completed.
Yeah, that is ridiculously fast, 2 items. He's up 2k again. The jungle gap has been pretty big in this series.
Yeah.
And Cryogen, yeah, you're a Bard. Yeah, you're kind of squishy, but he did go for the Locket build. He had the Locket and the heal available, so he's a lot tankier than you maybe expect. So he knew he could take that damage. He knew people would be there behind him. and he was correct. So able to force out the double flash with his ultimate, and then everyone can kind of just commit to chasing in and getting that kill.
Yeah, and then Quad, I believe he hit like a 2 or 3 champ Spiraling Despair as well to set up the more damage for Gakgos to follow up. So yeah, FlyQuest, they set the trap, they back up Cryogen in their own jungle and make sure that they're able to get more kills. 7-1, 4K gold lead at 18 minutes. And DSG, I mean, we're not having that perfect game conversation, but it feels like it's getting closer now to where we were last game, where FlyQuest are just kind of running away with the lead.
Yeah, and I feel like even with, again, the flashes of really good play we saw on that bot side of the map, for me, it's just that FlyQuest has been playing the overall map better, right? Okay, you didn't get this Caitlyn into a position where you're going to be able to take down turrets as you want. Well, Yorick is able to do that for you, as we see the turret being turned off.
Yeah, nice stun on the Quad, but no kills happening either way.
I will just say also, I mean, FlyQuest is doing a really good job tracking KryRa, but it also doesn't feel like KryRa has had too much of a plan of how he wants to play out this game. Because to me, Naafiri is really good in skirmishes where you're constantly fighting and you're really scrappy, you're jumping back and forth over walls, you're invading, you're doing all these little tricks and kind of annoying things. But mostly we've kind of just seen him be the one sitting back, getting invaded on, and when he does go for a play, it feels like FlyQuest are the one that really wanted it. So he's just very much on the back foot and hasn't really been able to get anything going this game.
Yeah, the closest I saw to kind of a classic Naafiri play, and again, I'm thinking of Shun here.
Grand
who played it
Starfall
last
now
night.
onto sajed, no flash available, and Cryogen blocking the escape path, so instead he goes in onto Massu, doesn't land the Mystic Shot. Massu picks up the kill, and now FlyQuest turn onto Lyonz instead. No passive this time, so 2 kills to FlyQuest.
Really nicely done from FlyQuest. They're just coming in from every angle, and sajed knows there's no way for him to get away. They are going to try to trade a tower on the bot side, so trying to get a little bit of something back, but FlyQuest are just destroying DSG today, looking really, really good.
Yeah, and the way they're using this Pantheon is so good. The aggressive kind of posturing we're seeing coming out of so many of these setups. Like, okay, you think this might not work? Guess what? Grand Starfall, like on your head to set up that initial kill onto sajed and then pushing it further.
That ultimate is such a long cooldown. If you don't get value out of it, it feels really bad. I don't think he's had a wasted Grand Starfall yet. Every single time he's pressed it, somebody's died. On the other side is now DSG almost find a pick on a Cryogen. He's able to flash into the magical journey and get out of there, but these are the type of plays that DSG are kind of forced to make, is these little pick attempts, because they're so far behind when it comes to the team fight attempts.
That pick attempt might be able to get them set up for this Drake, though, as you kind of see them sending Callme down to bot lane, try to push that in enough. And FlyQuest are responding by just kind of barreling down mid and having Quad pushing on this top tier 2.
Castle's just going to go straight into the Massu. Look for the insect play there, as now the Herald will be the escape path, but the wall blocks him! Lyonz says, where you going, buddy? Drive between the lines. DSG find a kill.
Nicely done there by Lyonz. I mean, Castle tries to set it up. It looked like that had just kind of failed. I feel like Massu didn't even need to jump in the Herald.
No,
I think he could have
didn't.
just fought and killed him.
Yeah.
But it seemed like he kind of panicked. Maybe he thought because he flashed, everyone must be coming, I'm in trouble. But he kind of panicked there, hopped into the Herald when, I mean, Castle already used his spells, right? And your Pantheon is right there. If you just trap him out of the stun that Gryffin put down, you just kill the Jayce and then you walk away after. So here it is one more time. Castle flashes in on him and he kind of just gets nervous and goes straight into it. But yeah, if you're trapping him out of that, I think you probably kill him and then you can try to get out, because he still had his flash and his ghost, right? He would have to use summoners, but this is really nice. And when you do get that charge off, you pop out backwards. So because he was walking to the left and it gets walled off, he's going to pop out back into the rest of the team.
Massu looked like a crash test dummy there, as we're back to live. Shut down for KryRa. Somehow they caught Cryogen right there, as now FlyQuest look for the re-engage. Gryffin jumping back into the lines because Gakgos is here, and Gakgos is on a rampage. Anivia egg again, as that is just on cooldown, back to back. Quad with the kill that time around. sajed having to jump all the way back to the inhibitor turret, as this tier 2 is not long for this world.
I mean, look at the experience gaps. It's 2 levels there in the jungle, and Gakgos is level 16 already. That is just ridiculous. sajed there just hit 12, but he was 11 when he was fighting up against this level 16 Yorick, which is really, really tough. And the top side of the map here for FlyQuest just running the show. I think this is shaping up for another player of the game for Gryffin. To me, he has just been fantastic across both of these games, really getting the better of KryRa, working well with his team to just constantly create these advantages and then slam them home, just pushing the pace nonstop.
Jungle propaganda, I still think Cryogen should get some love.
Cryogen has played
How
really
is that
well.
jungle propaganda?
Yeah, what?
I don't know.
The Griffin's playing well as jungle propaganda.
He has more KP.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, but giving it to him twice. Oh my goodness, that's.
Oh, you're one of those.
Yeah.
You're one of the. I voted for
Yeah,
this guy last time.
that's not how it works.
No.
If someone's just a good player,
Yeah.
you vote for them.
Yep.
Fair.
I want to hear this
One of those.
voter fatigue
Yeah.
out of you week 2.
Look,
what
I'm
the
just
heck?
saying, support's never.
You're one of
get
these
the
people
love.
who doesn't want to vote for Jokic for MVP.
Yeah,
You know? You're
or
just
like, you know what? Maybe Connor
voted for him
McDavid
last
isn't
year.
the best player in the league.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All I know
No.
about Jokic is
Baker
that he betrayed his
again.
best
Yeah,
team.
what?
Yeah. If any, yeah, you know, I think we should
We're on
actually
to you, Kangas.
nerf the damage of people that won Worlds the last year. You know, they should go into finals with a 10% decrease across the board. Yeah.
That's terrible.
Fair.
What?
It's a
That's not
bold
competitive
proposition.
I don't even want to
Yeah.
know how we're going to
Let's get
do
this guy
that.
a mic and we'll have
Yeah.
him on the hot takes.
I
from
got
Yes.
thoughts.
Yeah.
I got thoughts
Yeah.
for how to make
Honestly, he
grades
did
work
Not
put
good
better.
ones, but
Shopify
you do
first.
have them.
Yeah.
They count. They do count as my brain working. As Cryogen gets stunned up yet again. Tempered Fate flashed by Callme, not by Lyonz. So the rest of FlyQuest once again will punish the eggless Anivia. Now Sajed caught on the wall. Cryogen with another Cosmic Binding. Double kill to Gryffin. Quad with another. Callme trying to take the roam more bow, but it's canceled. FlyQuest get 4 in the mid lane.
I will say, as much as we joke about team fighting Yorick, and as much as I say if people want to watch a team fighting Yorick, go watch actually Flandra in the LPL.
Yeah.
Gakgos in these team fights is actually really fun to watch with the way he's placing his cages. But yeah, tries to flash out of that, and Lyonz isn't able to get out of the Bard ult. And then just watch Gakgos on the side, because then sajed gets stunned up there, and Gakgos is still pushing KryRa off, gets Callme in the little ring.
Yep. Got him
Yeah.
in the cage, and you can bind off of that. So just setting it up well. Cryogen having fun, and why not? I mean, they are crushing this series. This one looks pretty much all locked up. They're up about 10K.
Go,
Back-to-back
Cryogen,
Cosmic
go!
Bindings on the little dogs that Naafiri
When the
has.
Bard
That's
is
crazy.
just slapping you up
Yeah.
like that, and you're losing the 1v1 as a jungler,
That does not feel good.
that is the walk of shame when you've got to walk away from that 1v1.
Vandal Pipe's OP, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so how are we rating Cryogen's Bard performance now compared to
On a scale of
Is
me
he
to
baby
Busio?
Yeah.
he's much closer to Busio than he is to me. We'll give him that scale.
What about the Kangas to Busio?
Kangas to Busio.
Because now we get to know if Azael thinks I'm better than him at Bard, which is my most played champion of all time.
Is it?
Is it?
It
I
is.
thought Pantheon
Oh,
was.
it's
Pantheon's number
Pantheon.
2.
I don't know. My
Okay.
Bard's not bad. For
Okay.
If we're talking for like amongst us,
Yeah.
the mere
My Bard,
mortals.
I'll let you
Mere
know my
mortals.
Bard is terrible.
Yeah.
So I am last.
I also will add as Temper Fate will land here, so the Chain CC follows up, and that's another play from FlyQuest. They're going to dive onto the turret as well. Gryffin gets another one. FlyQuest making burnt toast out of Disguised in the bot lane. Another ult on the castle as they go over the wall. Magical Journey. That is a killing spree for Massu. 3 dead on Disguised, and FlyQuest look to close this game out.
Really great showing from FlyQuest, kind of going through. Gryffin has gone through the hyperbolic jungle time chamber,
Yep.
going up against all of these top teams, and really took it to KryRa and DSG today.
6-0 and 10 as he'll go into the GA. Revives back to another assist. FlyQuest make quick work of DSG with a 2-0 win.
Nicely done there by FlyQuest. Smiles on almost all their faces.
Yeah.
Massu maybe not so happy with how he
Yeah.
played the 2v2, but everyone else looking very happy after that game. FlyQuest dominate the series.